So just a couple days ago, Mike Johnson answered the press questions about the impeachment of the rogue judges and what's going to happen to them. And not surprisingly, he gave the standard Republican answer: we're not going to do really anything, right? That's pretty much what it comes down to. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. And something that really pisses me off, and I think it pisses a lot of people off, and it makes us wonder if we're going to see any accountability for anything. I guess we'll find out. Probably not, though. All right, guys, it is Thursday. It's the 8th of May, 2025. It's now 9:20 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And I want to remind you guys, there's a lot of stuff you guys can do to help me get my content out to other people. So do the liking, the subscribing, the reposting, the retweeting, the following, all the things that are free and very easy for you guys to do and will help me a lot in the algorithm. And if you guys want to get all of my content, including my articles, all you got to do is go to the Substack, subscribe there for free or for $5 a month. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. So let's talk a little bit more about Mike Johnson. Now, really, the Republicans in Congress and Senate, they really are pissing me off. You know what I mean? There's a couple that are good. Jim Jordan, you know the people. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tom Cotton. There's a couple that are good. You know what I mean? There's a couple that are good, but they're outnumbered by a whole bunch of weak-kneed, pussified people that are so afraid of the Democrats that they are like deer in the headlights and can't function correctly, even when they have all the power. And I've heard this excuse ever since I was basically tuned into politics at all. You know what I mean? At all. I've heard the Republicans say over and over again, we can't do what they do. We can't act like they act. We can't stoop down to their level. We have to do the rules. We have to play by the rules. And they're getting their asses handed to them, right? It's so fucking irritating. So Mike Johnson gets asked by reporters, I think it was during a press conference, look, there are talks about the rumor mill, right? Rumor going around that the Congress is going to do an impeachment of these rogue judges that are basically overstepping their authority by a long mile, right? And Mike Johnson, well, we can't really we could do that, but the chance that we'll get a conviction is pretty much zero. Well, they haven't even fucking tried, okay? They haven't even tried. So they don't know what the conviction chance is. And my point is not that one. My point is, if it was Democrats, they would just do it, right? They would just do it. They would impeach the fucking judges, and if they got a conviction, great. If they didn't, also fine. At least the judge's reputation is tarnished. He's got to go through a whole process. It's a whole public spectacle. It looks ridiculous, and it tarnishes his record, right? And, most important, it sends a warning out to the other judges that are thinking about going the same route as the impeached judges and go, I don't really want an impeachment on my record, So, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get in line and do my job correctly. But the Republicans, once again, are too weak in the knees. They're too afraid. It's a waste of time. Well, it might be a waste of time. Maybe it is. You know what I mean? But in the end, it's really not. Because the fact is, the problem with the Democrats and the left is, until they feel the pain of what they have done, they will continue, as they are doing right now. They got their ass whipped in the election, right? You don't see a turnaround in the Democrat Party at all, right? They're all just towing the same line as they were before the election. They're continuing the lawfare. They're continuing illegal practices. They're continuing to spread lies in the media, disinformation in the media about Republicans, about what Trump is doing. They are just continuing the same shit as they always were. There's Democrat-run states putting pride flags on their city halls just as a sign of defiance against the administration. It's maddening. And the Republicans and Congress just will not do shit about it. And it's driving people crazy. It's not just me, right? I know it's not just me because I hear other people talking about it. And there's a lot of people that are just as pissed off about it as I am. You know what I mean? It's fucking bananas. It really is. It really is. It's crazy. Hearing Mike Johnson once again talk about what they can't do, it just makes me want to fucking blow my brains out. You know, these people are feckless coward fuckers. Because again, the left is not going to learn if the Republicans keep playing by the rules and the Democrats just fucking trounce all over them whenever they get the chance. Right? You know what the Republicans are? They're like just imagine you're in a cage fight, right? And the other cage fighter, right, suddenly starts to use illegal tactics and very painful tactics and starts ripping you apart. And the judges and the refs, and they're not doing anything to intercede. Nobody's doing anything. The audience thinks that, well, I mean, since nobody's doing anything, it must be legal, right? It must be legal what the other guy is doing. And the guy starts trying to murder you in the cage, right? But nobody's stepping in. Are you going to continue to play by the rules to save your life, or are you going to save your life, right? That's Republicans. Republicans are the cage fighter that's just going to get whipped and whipped and whipped and whipped and whipped over and over and over and over again because they just refuse to fucking wield power when they have it. They refuse to take it to the edge. What harm will it do them to impeach these judges? First of all, everybody in America that voted for Donald Trump wants these judges impeached. Results or no. You know what I'm saying? Whether they get a conviction or not, it doesn't matter. Right? What matters is it sends a signal to the judges that we are not fucking around with you people. Right? What damage could it do any Republican to do that? None. They can't be removed from power because of it. They can't get sanctioned because of it. They can't do prison time because of it. They certainly won't lose their seat because of it, because, you know, most of their constituents want this to happen anyway. So they're not even risking anything. And they still won't do it. They still won't do it. No, instead, they want to make a law that makes it impossible for judges to pass blanket TROs, so nationwide TROs over the whole nation. And yes, of course, you need that done. Of course, these judges need to know where their boundaries are. But listen, guys, this is already something that is actually a boundary. These judges are operating outside of their jurisdiction already. There are already laws in place saying they can't do this, right? We don't need more laws about it. We need fucking repercussions. Finally and for once. For once, we need the Republicans to step up and do what the Democrats would do to them and will do to them, regardless if they impeach judges or not. See, because that's what I think the problem is. I think these Republicans are so scared of the Democrats and so scared of the left that that's what they don't want to do. They don't want to be part of a judge impeachment that when the Democrats, if and when they get power again, they're going to do everything they can to fuck up their lives. They're going to do that anyway. They already did it during Biden. These Republicans weren't there. What were they at? Were they sleeping? Were they hibernating during those 4 years? Didn't they see all the shit that the Biden administration and all its lackeys did to the Republicans, to the conservatives, to Trump, to everybody that supported him, to the January 6th, name it. You know what I mean? They didn't give a fuck about any of the rules, any of the shit, none of it. They didn't care. And if you're going to continue to play by the so-called rules, when your opponent wipes their ass with those rules and gets away with it because nobody calls them on it, well, then you're going to lose every single time. If Congress people are scared of their opposition, right? If they're scared of the Democrats, quit your fucking job. Quit. Don't keep getting up there on TV and making excuse after excuse as to why you're such a lame duck fucking weakling. It makes them look so stupid. It's unreal. It makes them look ridiculous and stupid. It should be stopped immediately. People, start primarying these people. Mike Johnson, out with that motherfucker. Everybody else that goes along with this, well, let's not fucking do what the Democrats do. Get them out of there. Get them out. They gots to go. They're basically useless. Trump has been in office more than 100 days. The Congress hasn't done squat. They haven't done squat. They really haven't. If I'm missing something, let me know. And signing another continuing resolution for a bunch of spending that people don't want or need with our money or with your guys' money, because I don't live there anymore. But, you know what I mean? That is not an accomplishment. That's what they do all the time. That's basically the status quo. Let's continue to rubber stamp money. That's all they're good at. That's all they're fucking good at. That's the only thing they get done, is when it comes time to pass a bill about spending money, they're all there. Bam, rubber stamp that bitch. It's cool. Give the money away. It's not our fucking money. We don't care, right? Make sure it gets in the hands of the lobbyists that paid us, and we're good. Everybody's good except the American people, right? Fuck them. That's basically their attitude. Now, they know that the Americans want to see these judges punished. They're not going to do it. So basically, the judges can just act with impunity until the Supreme Court maybe steps in on certain things. Right now, cases are getting up there, so they're being decided on, and Trump is winning quite a few. So that's a good sign. But it's not a great sign, because actually Congress could be doing a lot more to codify certain things into law, to not be spending their time fucking worried about who's using the fucking bathroom and all this bullshit stuff, passing continuing resolutions, you know, the same old, same old. No, they've got to start growing some balls and getting down to brass tacks. But they're not going to, right? They're not going to. I predicted this would happen, as did a lot of other people. You know, when it comes down to Congress, they're basically just going to sit on their hands, right? And it's turning out to be true. And some people are going to say, well, you can't just judge him by this impeachment thing. I mean, they do have a point. It probably won't pass in the Senate, so the judge won't be impeached in the end anyway. It's going to be wasting money and time when they've got more important things to do. Okay. Well, what are the more important things? What are you doing instead of impeaching judges then? Let's weigh them out. What are the... you're passing more spending bills? No, that's not more important. You're passing bills on who can use the fucking bathroom? It's also not on my priority list. Sorry. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you're worried about maternity leave. And mommies that are just gave birth should be able to vote proxy. Oh, yeah, okay. Also not an important thing for the American people. We do not care. If you want to be in Congress, you've got to put your private life aside. That's the way it works. Sorry. You know what I mean? There can't be exemptions made for everybody for every fucking thing. That's not how life works. Too fucking bad. Right? Then don't be in Congress. Choose. Just like all of us have to choose. Right? So exactly which priorities are you guys working on? You know, if that's the excuse, well, we don't want to spend the time on impeaching judges without results, even though it would have results. I just went over that. Right? It would have results, whether they get convicted or not. Right? It would have results. And if that is not on the priority list because there's so many other important things to do, let's see them. Let's hear about the important things. What executive orders are you guys working on codifying for President Trump? Which ones? What other plans are you guys making that will benefit the American people? How far up the pipeline is it? When are we going to see some action? You know what I'm saying? When are we going to see some action? From Congress, we're not going to see it. We're not going to see it. If they already can't deliver on this and just impeach one judge, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Just do it to send a message. If they can't even do that, where it's totally risk-free for them, then they're not going to do nothing, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. This is not looking good. Okay? My opinion is this looks very bad. It makes my claim of probably not getting any accountability even bigger. You know what I'm saying? It strengthens my claim. You know what I mean? A lot of people are on my ass about this because they're like, well, you're too fucking impatient. Things take time. They're going to do it. We're going to see it. Yeah, but up till now, that might be true. That might be true. But up till now, all I've heard is talk. Talk. And when there's talk, eventually they go back on it, because there was talk about impeaching Judge Boasberg. That talk is now gone because Mike Johnson cleared that shit up, and he was like, yeah, we could do that, we're just not gonna. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I am tired of talk. I want to see some fucking action. And I don't think we're gonna get it when it comes down to accountability. Letitia James's case will be a big litmus test, right? It will be. Because if nothing happens to her, even though there's these mortgage fraud charges and all this other stuff, nothing happens to her, everybody's gonna walk. So, guys, my advice is start contacting these Congress people and making fucking clear to them that they need to get their asses in gear, right? While the administration itself, in 100 days, has accomplished a billion things, right? More than a lot of presidents I've seen in my lifetime do in all their time in office. In the first 100 days, Trump's administration has done a lot of shit. We can't say that they haven't, right? Not everything has been successful, but he's done a lot of stuff. Done more, moved more, you know, than a lot of presidents have done in all 4 years they've been there, right? But Congress is still in sleepy mode, right? They're still like, we'll just keep kind of trying to coast on the same wave. We don't want to really rock the boat. We don't want to really, you know, we're MAGA now, but, you know, really not. We're really not MAGA. We have to be MAGA because otherwise we won't get voted in again. So we're going to pretend like we're MAGA, but we're really not. That's basically Congress right now. So my advice to the people out there in America, start getting a hold of these people by email, by phone call, by tweet, whatever. Town halls, go confront them and tell them, look, dude, we're keeping track of what y'all are doing, right? It's on the fucking Congress website, congress.gov. You can track everything they're doing, right? And I would say to those people, we're tracking everything you're doing. If you guys don't start impeaching some judges, taking some action, and codifying some laws, or some executive orders in the law, then we are going to primary your asses, right? Threaten them. Threaten them. Tell them, look, we'll vote in a fucking Democrat over you if we have to, if you don't get your ass together. Threaten them with that. See what they do. I don't think they're going to call your bluff. Now, I would definitely probably not vote in a Democrat. But it depends, though. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. On state level, Congress people shit, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter so much. I'd rather stay away from it. The left shouldn't have power again ever. But there are some sane Democrats in the, you know, somewhere. You could vote in one of those. But it doesn't matter. Threaten the Congress people with that. Tell them, hey, dude, if you guys keep up with this fucking lame duck bullshit, we're going to vote in a Democrat over you. You're going to lose your shit. That's it. Because if the people in America do not stay on top of these fuckers, they are going to lay back, get their money, you know, and just be like, yeah, status quo is good. Let's keep it up. Status quo. That's what they want to do. It's time for real change, and Congress has to be a part of it. And right now, they don't seem like they want to be a part of it. So it's up to the American people to get on their backs. That's all I can tell you. It's looking bad. That's my opinion. Take it easy. We'll see you tomorrow.